All right. We're back with week 4 of Magna C.A.R.D.A Sports. Here with my boy Chris.
Yep.
All right. So this week we got a couple of games, couple of highlight games of week 4. We had Lamar versus Josh Allen, and then we had Mahomes versus Brady. Did you see those games? Like, what was your take on those, Jones?
Man, this was definitely one of those weeks you just as a new podcaster, especially, man, you just smile because the sport world, it seemed, was just, great events everywhere. Like you mentioned, Brady versus Mahomes on a Sunday night. I mean, I was tuned in. GOAT versus the young GOAT. It definitely was feeling and looking like, Mahomes was definitely ready to take that torch. He was throwing from every arm angle imaginable. He was scrambling, making exciting plays left and right. Brady tried to make a run a couple times, but it just seemed like they couldn't keep up with that Chiefs offense when they were, clicking on all cylinders. It seemed like all night. So definitely an exciting game, and it looks like Patrick Mahomes is fully ready to take that torch as the next great quarterback for the next decade or so.
Facts, bro. Baby GOAT, he up there, bro. Like, it's crazy because like you just see him transcend each time. Like, he always steps up his game when he plays against Brady. Well, not against the Super Bowl, but when he played against Brady, like they had a game like the first couple of years back, like they was going back and forth, punch for punch, blow for blow. Now the only reason that they won is because of like offsides. But like, yeah, like I was watching this game, like it felt like the Showtime Lakers on turf. Like that's how it was. Like it was crazy. Like
that fast break offense, man.
Yeah, it was just like when he was dancing around and then he just flipped it, like whoop. Like that was some like Magic Johnson stuff right there. I was like, yep, yeah, like he ready for it. So
the kids love to say, I'm him. Patrick Mahomes, he should be one of the only ones that can really say that because he's him right now, man.
He, like John just tatted on himself. Nah, take that off. You gotta put that on Mahomes, bro. That's crazy. Like Mahomes, like that's some inspiring. It's just like backyard football. He makes it look so simple. Like it kind of reminds me of like Vic and like 03 Madden. Like he just running around, just like, and then just toss it 60 yards. It's like that's how crazy it is, bro. Oh man.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think we've seen, a combination like this that can, really get outside of the pocket and move around, but also, still play from the pocket, or when he scrambles outside, he's still able to get the ball downfield efficiently. Kelsey is just unstoppable when he's doing what he does. And yeah, man, it could just get real scary real quick. They scored 14 points before I could even blink to start off the game. I was like, damn, like
it was crazy. And I can see Brady like really declining, honestly. Like he did keep up later on, but like that was when the game was already out of reach. I feel like Brady's on a little bit of decline. He's like kind of like the LeBron, like right now, like it's still good, but like you can clearly tell it's declining going down, even though LeBron put up 30 last season. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely awesome, awesome comparison to him to LeBron. All-time great, not even arguably anymore, people list him as the greatest of all time now. But you start to see, a little bit of decline. I don't want to say that, but I think they're just honestly asking him to do too much at this stage of his career. Other than Mike Evans, a lot of their receivers and their crew have been, hurt and banged up. Gronk retiring, his ultimate safety net there. They're really still asking them to, lead that offense. They only had like a couple runs the whole night that I saw. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tampa Bay responds after that loss. Brady's always been one to bounce back, so I'm sure, they won't fall off or anything, but it's going to be interesting to see how their Super Bowl run goes from here on out.
Yeah, like Godwin went down, and then my boy Julio is just always injured, just not doing much. And then touchdown Letty not showing up no more. I don't know what's going on with him. Like he got one, but like he's not really producing like he really used to last year before he got injured. So whatever. We can move on from that. So
Yeah,
Lamar,
man.
Go ahead.
Now you got it.
I was gonna say Lamar versus Josh Allen. That came down to the wire, but eventually Josh Allen got the win by 3 points. But I was definitely expecting Lamar to go off again, because he was putting up like 30 a game. So it's just definitely an interesting thing to see that how he got shut down a little bit. What was your take on that?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, another great quarterback matchup. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Lamar, he's been getting off to these hot starts every game, it seems like. And then second half, for whatever reason, maybe the defense is adjusting to something that they're seeing in the first half, but been kind of slow the last couple, second half of games. And the Bills were able to take full advantage of that. Josh Allen did what he does again in the second half. 17 unanswered points, I think it was 17 or 20, something like that. And they were able to squeak out a 3-point win over the Ravens. That was just, again, a really good game overall. Even in the loss, you still see what makes Lamar Jackson just kind of different. Again, we're going to see how his contract plays out. A couple times I was watching the game, again, people just come right at him with his offensive line is not doing what they're supposed to do, and he's just still able to escape out of there and make a 40-yard run or 40-yard pass downfield. So he's just must-see TV every time he steps on the field. And then Josh Allen, again, as well, right in that same category. So, what do you think about it?
I think it was a good game. It's just like everyone's always been comparing Lamar and Josh Allen, but like when it comes to like quarterbacks, it's not really like it's just them going against each other because they're not like a guarding each other, So it definitely comes down to what's complete team and what's not, I think that Josh Allen might have the edge right now, especially when he got Diggs to complement him. And like Diggs said, I'm him. Like Diggs is looking really good this season. So I don't know, like Bateman's kind of injured right now. Duvernay stepping up a little bit, but Lamar has a little challenge because of the receivers he had, like because of the Hollywood leaving. So it's kind of different. But he always has that trusted tight end. So with Mark Andrews, so I feel like they'll be in good position. But like I think for right now, Josh Allen definitely got a little bit.
I think we definitely, got a glimpse of two definite Super Bowl contenders. If the Ravens can just, clean up that second half, which I think they'll do. They got a great long-term coach, John Harbaugh. So I definitely think they'll get that cleaned up. And then I think the sky's the limit from there, as they get some of those receivers that you mentioned back and, just shore up again some of those second half adjustments. I think that'll be great. Buffalo, definitely, again, they picked up Von Miller in the offseason. Just a monster every team he's been on, and he's continuing that, getting in the backfield at will, it seems like. And then the offense, man, the Diggs, top 3, if not the best receiver in the game right now, for sure. So the weapons are just crazy for Buffalo right now, and Josh Allen just working that magic to perfection, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. Did you see anything on the other games? I checked a couple out. Like I saw like Atlanta won. That's crazy. The Seattle.
Seattle.
I was gonna say, yeah. So the Seahawks and Detroit game was pretty crazy. Like y'all decided not to play a lick of defense.
That killed me. That killed me in fantasy too. I was playing against Hawkinson and Rashard Penny from the Seahawks. I was playing against in fantasy.
And he found a good. So Gino going off, like he has like what? He had at least like 3 20-point fantasy points score games. Like, come on now. I feel like I should have drafted Gino a little bit. Like I should have like at least like stashed him something. It's crazy. I just saw a comparison saying like he's having a better year than Russ to start off. So it's like
yes, sir. Russell who? Yeah, Gino looks like he wants to, stay in that starting position. Nobody really expected this much production from him. Certainly, not me as being a Seahawks fan. So it's just good to see former West Virginia quarterback. I'm a West Virginia man as well. So good to see that for sure.
That's what my boy said. He said they wrote me off. I didn't write back. Gino's crazy.
Let's go, Seahawks.
Like Giants keep winning. I don't know how. It's crazy. Like they literally had Saquon in as quarterback once like both their QBs went down. Like it was in the Wildcat. It was crazy.
Saquon said, F it, I'll do it.
That man said, "Yo, I'm really the quarterback right now." Like he really said that.
Right.
Uh,
A one-man team.
the Jets won. That was interesting.
Mm.
Zach Wilson out there was slinging it. He was looking really good. Put a really good fourth quarter drive. He had one like 10 for 14 or something like that and a touchdown. That was pretty good to see. Um, my Eagles won. That was interesting. I thought this was a trap game with Peterson coming back. I thought everyone's going to get in their feelings, and then like I thought it was really going to get surprised, and they did get surprised. Like they went up 14 in the first quarter on them, so I was like, "Yo, what is going on?" Uh it was kind of really good to see them like show some resilience and some fight. Like we finally experienced some adversity over the past like 4 games. We did have a little bit in Detroit, but like we started blowing them out, and then we let them back in like late in the game. But it was really interesting to see like they went up 2 scores early and then didn't quit and kept going. So I really love to see that. Jalen Hurts he keeps growing. He keeps showing that he's like the QB for the future. So we're going to keep watching that. And then the rest of the games, I really didn't like have any interest in. And Raiders got their first win, so that's about it for me.
Hey, Derek Carr, we gotta talk, man. I need some better fantasy numbers. I know y'all got y'all first win, but come on, man.
Bro, I need that dude to feed Devontae Adams. Like every play, just like target that man. If you're not looking at him every play, like I don't know what's wrong with him, bro.
Yeah, it's the wrong read if you're not looking over there. Yeah, man. The Eagles, definitely again looking like a Super Bowl contender. You know, even battling through adversity. Starting off the game, you know, I saw they were down 14-0. I said, okay, is this the week that they're, you know, gonna maybe start to go down? But Jalen Hurts stuck with it, turned it around. The run game was solid. I saw Miles Sanders had a big game. So you guys look good, man. Again, I'm gonna give you y'all credit this week.
So a very good, interesting thing that happened this week. A very not great Bob situation. The Tua concussion. Like, did you see that? Guy Tua the week before, well, it wasn't like 4 or 5 days turnaround. He got hit, and then what it looked like it was a concussion hit, and then they were saying like it was a back and ankle injury. But when everyone saw him wobbling, everyone was like, well, I don't know about that, bro. And then now to see him get hit again, like it brings up a lot of discussion. Everyone's been talking about the concussion protocols. Why wasn't it followed? The doctor got fired this week. So it's like a crazy situation that's happening right now. Any thoughts on that right now?
Yes, definitely a scary situation. You know, I was watching the game live. To see him go down like that, and you know, when his fingers, you know, did what they did, I don't even want to describe it. It gives me the chills just thinking about.
I'm sorry, that was one side. That's bad. That's me. He was on one side. I'm sorry.
Good to see that he was able to, you know, leave the hospital. They said he flew back with the team. But they definitely got to get that situation, you know, under control. You mentioned, you know, he suffered the concussion 3 or 4 days prior to Thursday's game and the game on Sunday. And he actually, you know, returned to that game too. So I don't know who's controlling, you know, him returning or how quickly he's returning from these concussions or what definitely seems like concussion symptoms. But they need to get that under control. You know, you mentioned they fired the doctor, so hopefully they'll just keep that man safe. You know, keep him safe from himself. Even though, you know, I know those guys are competitors, they want to be on the field all the time, but sometimes you got to protect the players from themselves. And that falls on the, you know, the organization and the coaching staff there. So hopefully he's okay going forward. But you know, what'd you think overall about that situation?
I don't know. I think that the coaching staff definitely like let something slide. Like it felt like they were the last defensive against him. Like they should have at least protected them against himself. But I feel like I don't know. Like they looked like they were just trying to win games. Like it's a first year head coach. He probably felt like he didn't want to step over the boundaries or try to show his team that, oh, we believe in you. Like we can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, like if Tua didn't get hit, would we still be talking about the week before hit? Probably not. But now that he is, this brings up a whole different thing. Like everyone's going off about it. So It's definitely like a tricky situation right now. It's actually really scary, really, because 2 concussions in 1 week is probably like very life threatening. Like who knows what could really be happening on? Like there's a lot of CTE things stuff going on right now. So I don't know right now. This is definitely a situation like we gotta like definitely think about the mental health of players. I know everyone's just like, oh, but the game's soft, but like you can definitely start seeing CTE from like people, some people. It's crazy.
Who you talking about there? You got any names?
I ain't gonna name drop right now.
Rhymes with Tonio.
Something like that. Something like that. Like, yeah, that's actually like a juicy topic of the week. I was gonna save that for later. We might as well just talk about it right now since we're on the CTE thing. Antonio Brown goes to Dubai. It looks like he takes off his pants in the pool and he's exposing himself to people there. Like, what is going on with this man? Like, this guy is like, it's like he tried to defend him. Like, yeah, nah, like he's definitely suffering and going through things, but it's like, nah, there's something clearly going wrong with this man. Like,
Hey, he's the gift that keeps on giving. Pause. Just when it seems like it's all quiet on Antonio Brown front, something like this just pops up and you're just left, shaking your head. I mean, you just don't know what this guy's thinking, what's going on with him. Sometimes, he's very, very talented on the field. That's pretty much unquestionable that he's a great receiver. But it seems like everything else in his life, is just not falling into place. So hopefully, he's got some people that can, talk to him, and just try to get him in a better space where he's, out of the news cycle, for the wrong reasons, man. Because it's getting to the point where it's just like it's a shame to see it keep happening over and over again to somebody who very recently, was thought of so highly in his profession. So we'll see what goes on with that. But
no, it's crazy to me because like I felt like it was just like, oh, because at first it was just a pic of him by himself. I thought like, oh, like he was in like a nude pool thing. I don't know. It's probably I don't know what the culture, the customs out there. And then I saw another pic where he's putting his butt in front of the girl's face. I'm like, that was like hey, yo, this guy's wilding right now. Like that man was going off in there. Like, but he did tweet like, oh, like she took off my trunks or something like that, and like people are not saying that, like the media is trying to twist it, but it's just like, I mean,
he was block out the whole sun, man. He gave us a full moon.
but like, yeah, like she took off your pants, but like you just put your butt in her face. Like, I don't know, man. And then it's just crazy that they literally had someone just there waiting to take a pic. Like it's a crazy situation. You just caught with your pants down. And then after that, like you try to like, oh, like I try to think like, oh, let me give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that did happen. Maybe he knows it was 80, like they was doing something. He posts on social media a pic of Brady's wife. I don't know if you saw that. Like he posted a pic of Brady's wife and just like he's just taunting, like, he's just being a clown now,
Yeah, I saw he posted a picture with Giselle. Just completely random, like you said. And hey, for you can't take your eyes off the guy. I'll give him that. I mean, for good or for bad, he's gonna give you something to talk about. And that was just again another one, posting another man's wife on your Instagram who you had this friction with over the last couple of months doesn't look like a good move, but it's definitely funny from my perspective.
Yeah, Brady's sitting like, yo, I took you into my house. I fed you. Like, what is going on, my guy? Like, this is how you repay me? That's all I've done? Huh?
Oh, man.
Hey, man. AB is a fool, man. Like,
we gonna see because I thought it was a bunch of injuries to receivers around the league too. I was like, I wonder if AD is gonna get a call soon, but I don't know.
No way, Jose. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the London games. Um, yeah, a couple of teams, the Vikings and the Saints went over to London. That brings up a lot of logistical issues. Like London's like 6 hours ahead of us. The game started at like 10 a.m. Like I feel like a lot of people not even like waking up to see those games. And it's just like it's I can see the NFL trying to expand and be international game, like it brings in more money like soccer. But like I feel like there's so much logistical issues with that. I don't know if you ever been like thinking about how like they're really gonna pull this off. They did a London game, they did a Mexico game. Like, what about that?
Yeah, I mean, player safety should always be at the forefront. Like you mentioned, they got these big contracts. I'm sure trying to expand their business wise. But when you play such a violent game like football, the toll it takes on these players' bodies just to play one game, and then you're kind of shortening their time to to recover fully. When you play the Thursday night games, or you have to travel internationally to a London or to Mexico. So as far as that goes, I would like to see them, maybe they only do it after a team's bye week or something like that, just to get the players some extra rest. And then that's going to help, with the performers on the field. When those players are feeling at their best or close to their best as they can, you get a better product on the field too. So the game overall, the Vikings pulled it out. Saints missed a last second 60 plus yard field goal. Kind of saved Kirk Cousins because he didn't have the greatest game from what I saw. He was kind of shaky there again. But yeah, Justin Jefferson is just a monster overall. He had another big game. Thank God I didn't. You mentioned the logistics too. I didn't have any players fantasy wise on either team, so because I definitely forgot about the
I was gonna talk about that. People on Twitter are going off. Kamara was a last minute out, so a couple of people just got a dud from that. Like that's an easy like 15 points that you just lost out on because you still had them in your lineup. That's crazy. I woke. I think the crazy thing is I woke up like 9 a.m. and I saw that and I was like, bruh, I'm taking them out. Like what? I was like, it's crazy. No one even like. I feel like it was like he was questionable, but like I felt like he was going to play, like it's London, it's a first time thing, But like a lot of things you talk about with the players' health, like a lot of the circadian rhythms probably thrown off, like their whole body, their like time clock is just kind of like shifted. Like you went over a couple time zones, so like now your body's adjusting, and then you got to go back a couple time zone, and then you got to get ready for the week. Like that's a very big thing to bring up. It's not like they're just going from like Cali, even Cali to Jersey is crazy, but like going all the way overseas, like that's nuts to me. And then like there's a time difference. A lot of the worry thing where I am with that is one of the players getting injured, and like right now they have to go get surgery overseas. The team doctors have to stay with them. Like that's crazy. Like you're not even like seeing like your positions for the team. You're seeing like another doctor in another country, another healthcare system. Like that's all kinds of logistical nightmares for this expansion. And like I don't know where they're gonna really go with that. Like I'd be like a raw if I had to like go see some other doctor like I didn't even know about. Like there's no like planning, there's no like management of that. So it's a very
that was kind of crazy to hear about that. Yeah, the player he ended up breaking his leg and he had to get the surgery there. So yeah, they got some things to figure out with that. It doesn't appear they're going to stop anytime soon. They added the 17th game. They got the Thursday night, Monday night, London games, all these things. So they're expanding. They get paid pretty well. So I guess there is always give and take with getting that high salary. But you would like to see them still find a good balance and prioritizing the player safety. And all that goes with that as well too. So, but I'll finish up with some NBA talk, man. NBA is bike.
Yeah, sticking with international teams. The Suns just got trounced by the 36ers. I'm just like, yo, what? Who is this team and what is going on? Like it's crazy.
the Suns in their first action since that huge blowout loss to the Mavericks in Game 7 at home. Faced off against that you mentioned that international, I forget their name. They're called the 36ers or 38ers, some type of name like that. In a preseason matchup again in Phoenix. And Phoenix Suns, came out and looked like they stunk it up a little bit. Again, they lost by I think it was 15 or so, 15, 20 points to this team.
It wasn't close throughout the whole game. Like they were just not doing anything. It was looking like that Mavericks game for real. Like they was getting sun, and then afterwards, Booker posted the LeBron meme. Like, come on now. You know that meme, a lot of my dogs gonna still wake up at the same life that they had. Like, come on now. That's just cold blood, man.
He posted that after the preseason game.
Yeah, he posted it on social media.
He posted that after the first preseason game. Yeah, it might get ugly, after their situation with their owner too, coming off that loss. CP3 another year older. So we'll definitely keep tuned on what the Suns are doing this year for sure.
And they looking down bad, yo. CP might retire this season, honestly. I don't know how much he got left on his contract, but he might just hang it up. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting this chip ever. And
yeah, they've been one of the highest win teams since he's got there. So if they can just pull it together in the playoffs, but that's kind of been always where some people have talked about CP3 always kind of fading out a little bit towards the end of the season in those deep playoff runs. So it'll be interesting to see if he can do anything to change that up this year.
Yeah, for real. Any other teams you watching? Anyone you seeing? Your boy Ben.
We got some
first preseason
tonight that I was definitely some matchups tonight I was interested in. Ben Simmons, they said he's making his debut with the Nets against his old team, the Sixers too. So that'll be interesting. Again, I know it's only preseason, but anytime you get to face your old team, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then my Lakers, baby, we back tonight, 10:30 against the Sacramento Kings. So I'll be tuned into that and we'll report back on how my guys are looking after the first one.
That sounds good, bro. I don't even think my Heat have been playing preseason games. I think all they're doing is doing scrimmages with each other. So for right now, they haven't really played any teams. So it's not much to really watch in the preseason. I enjoyed it. Basketball's back. Definitely gonna do my fantasy draft. I won last year. Bang, busting them boys, man. I came back the first season. I came back and I busted them, bro. I had the most points and total in the whole season. It's crazy. 2-time champ. I'm waiting to get my belt. I might make a new belt for them just to stun on them boys. It's gonna be crazy. Wow.
I feel you.
All right, bro. Any other topics you want to bring up?
One more thing, speaking about your Heat, Tyler Herro got that bag, 4-year extension. What do you think about that?
The thing is, with me, I immediately go to all the comments because I know people about to be hating on Tyler. Everyone's hating on Tyler. The thing is, it's crazy because we're dangling him to trade him, but I like Tyler. Guys, he's really good. Regular season Tyler is amazing. Tyler need to step up in the playoffs, man. Because my boy Jimmy out there on the island, and when Lowry's does Kyle Lowry things, he just does Kyle Lowry things where he just goes missing. I don't know what he be doing. He going on a food break. Fat boy finally lost weight. You got Bam.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that too. After we did the last pod. I saw he was working out on social media. I'm like, oh, he actually does look really slim down.
And then Bam was supposed to be our second guy, but Bam, the thing is, Bam's good, but he just so passive aggressive. He wants to set up other players. I'm just bro, you in the post, right? You passing out, just go in on this guy. You gotta take it up strong. But yeah, back to Tyra. He consistently got better each year. That's what I have to say about Tyler. So I think the deal is worth it. We can't let Tyler go. I think what now happens is we're trading Duncan, and I don't know if whatever Kyle Lowry does, he might be going too as well because we're like way over the cap. So that's a situation to really be keen. I don't know how he have a lot of history of like just giving the bag to players. I'm not even gonna lie, like we just give the bag to players, and then like it either burns us really bad or is good. And I feel like Tyler definitely plays up. He's like the second leading scorer on our team, so like we can't not give him the bag, honestly. Like it's a situation where we can't not because we didn't trade him, so we can't not give him the bag at this point. Like, you know,
got you.
We can't have him go on free agency mad. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. So they're paying him like, you know, they want him to take that next step. You know, like you mentioned, he's been solid so far his first couple years. And just going to be interesting to see if he continues to grow and possibly, you know, even look at maybe an all-star season this year. I think, you know, talent-wise, he's definitely up there. And just the consistency, you know, he has those hot and cold spurts. So it'll just be interesting to see if he can get that consistency going and then continue to improve this season.
They're probably going to start him this year.
Mm.
You know, he's top 3 this year. You know what I mean?
All right, this Lakers game about to start. We are the Magna C.A.R.D.A Sports Podcast again. Checking in with Daniel and Chris. We'll catch y'all next time.